Good morning, children. So today I am present here with the last part of your invitation. So in the last class we have already read how to write informal invitation. Today we are going to learn the features of informal replies. So let's see. So the first one is acknowledge the invitation in first person. Then use second person for the sender of invitation. Mention acceptance or regret. Specify the reason in case of refusal. Use warm and simple language. Do not exceed the word limit, usually 50 words. So the first one is acknowledge the invitation. Means you have to express, show any way that you have got invitation. By thanking, by expressing your pleasure, happiness, you have to show the person who has invited you that you have got the invitation. First thing. Then you have to remember that you have to write this reply in first person. Children, you remember that when you are writing the reply for the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees, then you use third person in invitation also and in reply also. Here in the invitation, in informal invitation also and in informal reply also, in both the cases you are going to use first person. First person for the writer and you will use second person for the sender. Then point number 3, you have to mention acceptance or refusal. In case you are going to refuse, then you have to give a reason also, any solid reason. And the most important thing is, as this is informal reply, so your tone should be informal. Your tone should be friendly. Your tone should be showing emotion, love, feelings, and mind that never go beyond 50 words. Now let's see the solved example. You are Manoj Mini. You have been invited to attend the birthday party of your closest friend. Respond to this invitation. So the shape would be just like any informal letter. So in informal letter, we write the sender's address, writer's address. So here also you will write the writer's address. First go through the question and see if the writer's address is given. If the writer's address is not given, in that case you imagine any address and write down. Here in this question simply the name of writer is given. Writer's address is not given. So just imagining writer's address is given here, 217 MIG Flats, Surya Vihar, New Delhi. After that, like the informal letter, you will give date. And then salutation. In salutation, just opposite to the formal letter, you will use dear plus name. In formal letter, you remember only you use sir. But here dear plus name. Whether you are going to write a reply or whether you are going to write invitation. In both the cases, the shape would be just like informal letter in the informal invitation. So dear plus name. Name is also not mentioned. So you imagine any name and write here dear Suchi. Now acknowledge that you have got the invitation. I have received your invitation for your birthday. So children, the very first line and the last line would be common in any such kind of reply. I have received your invitation for your birthday party. So I have received your invitation. This would be common in any such kind of reply. I have received your invitation. You may write, I have got your invitation. You may write, thank you for your invitation. So the first line you have to start in the same way. Then you have to write the name of the occasion. Why have you been invited for your birthday party? Then you will mention the date. Then you will mention the time, and then you will mention the venue. Then if you are going, then you will write I am extremely happy. Whether you are going to refuse or accept, you have to write that I am extremely happy to know that all our old friends are likely to be there. And if you are going to accept, then changing the paragraph, you would write I'd like to confirm my participation. So this line would be also common for any such kind of reply, whether you are going to accept the invitation. I'd like to confirm my participation. Looking forward to the momentous occasion. You can also include this line anywhere in any such kind of reply. Then you may write yours sincerely, you may write yours lovingly, you may write yours affectionately, and then your name. And not then simply with love and name. Or like informal letter, you may also write yours affectionately, yours lovingly, Manoj oblique Minnie. So children, here you have seen how to write reply to the informal letter. So the shape would be just like informal letter. First of all, address of the sender, then date, then dear plus name, and then first of all you will acknowledge. Means you show that you have got invitation, expressing your pleasure, expressing thanks. Then next you have to mention acceptance or refusal. If you are mentioning acceptance, then changing the paragraph at last very clearly in your clear tone, you would have to write that I confirm my participation. And if you are going to refuse, then very clearly you have to write regretfully that you are unable to attend, and then you will give reason also. At last, you will write yours lovingly, yours faithfully, then your name. So this way you will write reply to the informal invitation. Now here you can see another example. Dear Shuchi, I acknowledge with thanks your kind invitation to your birthday party on the 25th March. Children, this is the example of showing inability in participation. So address would be written in the same way like informal letter. First of all, address of the sender, then date, then dear plus name. After that, you'll acknowledge. I acknowledge with thanks your kind invitation. You may write, I am glad to receive your letter. You may write, I am happy to receive your letter. You may write, thank you for your kind invitation. So this way you can start. Then you have to write the name of the occasion. What is the occasion here? Birthday party. Then you have to give the date. And after thanking, you have to show your inability in a regretting way. I regret to inform you that I will not be able to join you in the celebrations due to some very urgent and unavoidable prior engagements. So children, these lines may be common in any such kind of reply where you are going to show your inability. You may use these lines. So better you learn these lines by heart so that you can use these lines in anywhere, in any such kind of reply. I regret to inform you that I will not be able to join you in the celebrations due to some very urgent and unavoidable prior engagements that may keep me tied down here on that day. Please accept my heartiest felicitations and love. This line may be also common in any such kind of reply. So you learn by heart this line also. Kindly accept a small gift that I am sending through courier. If you have been invited for birthday party, for anniversary, for marriage ceremony, then you can write this line also. Kindly accept a small gift. So, you will learn these 3-4 lines by heart so that you may use these lines in any such kind of reply. Wishing you a very happy birthday. At last you will wish. If it is birthday, then happy birthday. Anniversary, then happy anniversary. Then yours sincerely, yours affectionately, yours lovingly, but never write yours faithfully. This is written only in a formal letter or formal invitation or formal reply. Then name Manoj / Minni. So children, by seeing the second example, it's already clear to you how to write the reply showing inability and how to write the reply showing acceptance. So you have already learned how to write invitation. So how to write a formal invitation, how to write informal invitation, how to write formal reply, how to write informal reply. All you have learned one by one. So now let's see again from the very beginning. So let me start with the features of formal invitation for a lot of invitees. So the very first feature is that it should be written in third person. Then we have to use simple present tense only. Then if any VIP is going to be invited, then the name of VIP must be highlighted. Then it should be kept inside a box like notice or advertisement, and at last on the left side you have to write RSVP with the name. And one more thing, the sentences would be broken, phrases would be broken. Every sentence line would be started with capital letter, nowhere full stop. So this is about the features of formal invitation for a lot of invitees. Now formal invitation meant for an individual. Formal invitation will be just like a formal letter. So as it would be like a formal letter, so first of all, the address of the sender, then date, then address of the addressee, then subject, then salutation. In salutation simply sir, and it would be, and here invitee's name must be mentioned. In the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees, we don't mention the name of invitees because there are a lot of invitees. But here we are going to invite only one person, so the name of invitee must be mentioned, and we will mention it in the address. And in the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees, we write broken lines, broken sentences, broken phrases, but here we write complete lines, complete sentences. And other details will be just like formal invitation, will be just like the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees. Other details means date, name of the occasion, time, venue, and if there is some more, if there is some more information, then some more information. Now come to the reply. So first of all, reply to the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees. So its shape would be just like the formal invitation meant for a lot of invitees. Means it would be written in third person. The very important thing, that it would be written in third person. Then first of all, one has to acknowledge giving thanks. Then mention acceptance or refusal. In the case of refusal, reason is to be given and the tone should be formal, polite. Reply to the formal invitation meant for an individual will be just like a formal letter, uh, address of the sender, then date, then address of the addressee, then subject, then salutation. Then in a starting line, you have to show uh, acknowledgement, means you have to acknowledge, you have to thank, and then again mention acceptance or refusal. In the case of refusal, you have to give the reason, and if you are going to refuse, then your tone should be more polite. At last, again you have to thank, and if you are going to accept, then changing the paragraph. At last, very clearly you confirm your participation, and at last, just like the formal letter, yours faithfully, then name and designation you will give. Now let's come to features of informal invitation. Very easy to write, just like informal letter. As in informal letter, we simply write sender's address. So here also sender's address, then date, then dear plus name, and then it would be written in first person. And then tone should be quite informal, friendly. And in the same way, reply to the informal invitation will be also just like informal letter. First of all, sender's address, then date, then dear plus name, and at first acknowledge by giving thanks or expressing your pleasure, and will be written in first person. Tone should be quite informal, friendly. Mention acceptance or refusal. In case of refusal, give the reason, and if you are going to accept, then changing the paragraph, confirm your participation, and if you are going to refuse, then changing the paragraph very clearly, regretfully, you write, you express your inability. If possible, then you may write that you are going to send this gift in case of any ceremony, birthday ceremony or anniversary. And then at last, yours sincerely, or yours lovingly, or yours affectionately, and then name you write. So children, these are all about invitations. So that's all. Thanks.